Welcome back to Busted Knuckle, everybody. We're going to be taking a walk through with a squeeze chute today. Just kind of showing it and everything we like, what we don't like, and just kind of tell you how it's been doing for us. Alright? Look at that. Support your local Cattlemen's Association if you can. They do a lot of great things, hold a lot of classes and whatnot. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Old BKC. This is the trailer that we're going to be restoring. I say restoring. We're going to be giving it a new life here this spring, summer. This one as well, but that one's kind of a basket case. That one's the main priority right now. This is our main trailer. This other trailer is a smaller one that we mainly, it was my first gooseneck trailer, which is why I still have it. Built in 1953, and they don't make them much tougher than that. And surprisingly, I do actually have the title for it. See if we can get in this gate here. But it's been a good trailer. It's got good bones, but some of the aesthetics are a little worse for wear. The sheet metal on the top of it is kind of getting a little out of shape there and whatnot, but that's all right. We're gonna try and figure out a way that we can reattach it and get rid of some of that crusty old metal. Windy today. Got to have the collar pop today. That way keep the wind off our necks and try and stay, I think I spilled some coffee. And try and stay a little bit warm. So, it's pretty cold. But just want to give us a rundown and a look at this. First step, coffee. Gotta have that coffee. You know, in one of the previous videos we just redid this and haven't had time to come back and put a second coat down yet, which that video is actually earlier today. But this is a squeeze chute. This is the Cadillac, for me anyway. It is an Arrowquip Q-Catch 54 series, as you can see. You know, they make all kinds of different series, 54, 74, 84, and who knows how many other 4s and 5s or whatever. They make everything from corral panels to portable working systems to these things. But this is what we're going to talk about. I shot for years looking at which one I liked the best. So when the time came that I was going to buy one, I bought the one that I want. Because, you know, once they're here, and you're not just going to get rid of it after a year. You know, you want these things to last at minimum 10 years if you can help it. And, you know, from what I could see with how I liked it, this and how it was built, this was the one. Plus the price was definitely right. I picked this one up. They were getting rid of old stock, coming in with the new series. You know, I couldn't even tell the difference between the new series and this one, but this one was about $1,500 marked off. So I think we wound up picking this one up for about $5,400 delivered. And so, but this is it. Let's check her out. This is a manual Headgate. Personally, I don't like automatic Headgates. I like the idea behind it, but after I was almost sold on getting automatic Headgate until talking to quite a few people about them, and everybody doing cow-calf have seemed to have issues that I know. A lot of them have had issues with, you know, if a cow goes down in the chute, that pressure on the headgate makes it to where you can't unlock it, and sometimes they'll go down and you can't get them back up, and they'll result in dying from it. Plus, you know, I don't mind a manual headgate, but enough of me. So what we have here, everything yellow is a main movement. So right here, the back gate, I have a little flip locking latch. Pull on this little yellow lever, opens up, and it's got these, I guess they're polymer. I don't know if they're plastic or polymer, what they are, but they're pretty nice little rollers, and don't mind that. We dropped it off the truck whenever it got delivered, and that's another thing that made me feel really good about it. I dropped this thing off the truck whenever it got here, just kind of slid off the forks. Luckily didn't tear up the truck or the trailer, but my loader had a leak in the hydraulics, and yeah, it tilted a little too much, and I didn't catch it just in time, but stood it right back up, and not a single thing. That was the only thing I've been able to find yet, is it scratched some of the paint, and you know, most of it didn't even go through. So tough paint, tough machine, everything works great. Right here you have your head catch bar, as you see. I'll try and get back here. As you pick up the handle, it opens the head gate. And one thing I love about these Arrowquips is you can adjust it. You can slide it anywhere along that you want to. If you want it up here, or you want it in the middle, wherever you want it. I have not greased that thing since I got it, but wherever you want it, it'll slide to, and I absolutely love that. I think it's great. Just something simple like that. I prefer my handle at the back. If you're standing in front of cattle, they're not going to want to move, so I move it to the back so I can be behind them, but it makes them want to move. So I keep it back here, and right here we have the squeeze lever. You pull it and you open it up, and there you go. Simple as that. Got a nice little, all of them have these little rubber couplers on there, where if you drop it, you know, it just kind of bounces off, ain't metal to metal, and it's nice and easy. Everything on here that is a latch is a slam latch. You know, these, you got this right here, need a little Earl, but gives you a great big working area. And not only that, both of these, if you lift up on them and just pull out, now it's completely out with a matter of just picking it up. And you know, I'm doing all this one-handed, so as you can see, it's very easy to do. Like I said, slam latch. I'm gonna do it gentle, try not to blow y'all's ears out. But then you have here the upper gate, opens this whole area out, or you can do both gates. That way, if you need an emergency side exit or access to the whole animal, or just the bottom gate. You know, if you need a calf to nurse, or if you like castrating this away, you can do that. And like I said, those are slam latch too. All this right here, a little bit of, you know what I'm saying, little vaccination area. You know, you don't have to do nothing to get neck access. You can just reach through the back, reach through the front, whatever. Then we have these red tabs here. See if I got my bar. I do have my bar. It's right over here. So what we do, we have this metal bar, and you basically just slide it in here into the back across both of them. And as your cow's in here, what you can do if you need to is just slide it up behind of them, and what it'll do is it catches. They'll let you slide forward, but it won't go back. And what that does, it's a kick bar and a pushback bar. So if you're in there and you need to get in here behind of them some reason, what you can do is throw that bar in there and just keep them from being able to kick you or do anything like that. Well, my buddy's back. This is the most curious little bull I've ever owned. Anytime I'm over here, he's coming. He wants to come check out everything, see if I got feed. You want to get in the chute for him? He probably would if I opened it up. Stay out of my coffee, not for you. But what you have, we got these pins up here. You can pull them out, and once the pin's out, you can just do the same thing like you did with these. You'll pull up on the bar, and this whole thing just drops out of the way. And it's the same on both sides. As far as this section goes and these bars, you don't have a gate on this side, but we're not working on this side, so that's all right. But man, I'm gonna tell you, this unit has been the cat's meow. It's been really awesome. I've loved it. And I said, you know, we're gonna go over the good things and the bad things. I have nothing bad to say about it. You know, I'm a pretty tough critic whenever it comes to stuff. I'm fair, but I'm tough. If I had to pick anything out on them, the only thing I wish, which I didn't realize whenever I bought this chute, was I wish these bars, I've noticed after buying this one, you can get them where they come all the way up, the little tabs. And I wish I would have done that, especially with having stalkers here. Because the majority of my stalkers, if you're working, I don't know, if they're under 400 pounds, that's no good to you. If it's set up like that with just the 4 tabs. After that, I'll say 400. Well, he's 420. He could probably touch it. I'd say somewhere around 400, 450 it could be utilized, but anytime before then, it's no good to you. So I do wish I would have known that to begin with, but you know, I didn't have a squeeze chute before this one. All I've ever worked with before, with my own personal cattle, was we had an older Headgate at an old farm that I was on, and that thing was a nightmare. And you know, it's just older equipment. You know, things get better as we age, and as obviously newer generations of stuff comes out, things change, and hopefully for the better. But you know, like I said, this thing has been an absolute unit. It's been a dream to work. It's very, very safe. That's one thing that I loved, and one of the reasons I decided to put out for it is, as a one-man operation, 99% of the time, it's important that I have safe equipment and good working equipment, because I may, you know, like I said in the last working video, whenever I picked up these first round of calves, I picked them up at night. I worked them at night. You know, The stockers before this, I've had to go and catch some at night and work them through at night by myself. And you got to have the equipment to do it. You know, if you're working in an open barn or open catch pen with all bunch of craziness that's, you know, there's no stop gates or anything to keep them coming back on you or whatever, and you're constantly chasing cattle or, you know, knee deep in mud, is dangerous. And let's not make no bones about it. Working cattle is dangerous. It is what it is, but it's part of the job. And coffee break. We can do a lot of things to help mitigate that risk. And by buying things such as this sweep tub and this squeeze chute, but it helps. But also one thing you got to think of is with this squeeze chute, one thing you could do to justify is a lot of people do castration, and if they don't castrate when they're babies, they're not going to do it because they don't have the working facility. Well, if you take your golden rate of steers to bulls, on average steers are going to pay $75 to $100 a head more than a bull, roughly somewhere in there. All right, now take that and multiply that times your operation. A lot of vets won't come out if you don't have something like this, some type of squeeze chute or restraint system. I set this up on a payment. The interest was next to nothing, so I don't even think it was a whole percent. So free money essentially, rather than me having to come out of pocket. The payment for this unit is $100 a month. You know, $100 a month to make sure I'm safe, I can effectively work my cattle, and you get $75 to $100 extra on average to take that fella and that fella right there from bulls to steers. Well, them two right there and the extra I just made off of them just made the monthly payments for 2 months. So why not, you know? But I just, you know, it's great. Everything about this has been an absolute great unit. I'm looking at getting the head catch system. I didn't originally get it whenever I bought it. I don't know that you need it, but you know, still looking into it. It was an extra $900, but this thing does great as is. But go ahead, comment on there, tell me what you think about it. If you have any other questions about it, I'll be absolutely thrilled to give you an answer. We'll see what we can come up with, and like I say, it's been a great unit, and if you're thinking about buying one, I recommend it. They seem, whenever you look at their stuff and look at other manufacturers, you know, there's not even a comparison in build quality. Like I said, I dropped this thing off a tractor, picked it back up, worked it right there, and it did just fine. Nothing. And I dropped it on this side with all the controls. I mean, I don't think you could do that with certain other brands. I'm not going to trash brands or nothing like that, but there's some brands I'd be scared to drop 3 feet. I mean, they're not designed to be dropped, but still. Anyway, y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you hadn't already. It really helps us out. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. And keep doing that old thing, and stay tuned for the next upcoming videos. All right, appreciate you. Later.